Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the Film Fumblers podcast. Today, we are going to be talking about the movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall, released in 2008 and directed by Nicholas Stoller. So without further ado, I'm Adrian.
I'm Jay.
I'm Taryn.
What up, it's James.
And we are going to be jumping right into these shots.
Oh,
Where's everybody at?
We are?
Yes, we are.
Tito's.
All right, what are we drinking? Tito's. You guys are always drinking vodka, New Amsterdam for James.
Yeah, New Amsterdam.
I'm drinking some Beefeater gin.
Oh, gin. Shooting gin.
Shoot gin, dude.
Dang, madman.
We ready?
Good for you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
I feel like
It's burning.
I feel like I have the same shot face every time I do that.
I actually don't look at my face. You know what I hear is everybody's
Yeah.
everybody's
You know what? It's funny when I go back and listen to the episodes, just the audio version. I actually enjoy like listening to us take the shot more than I like watching us. It's just funny to like, hear it. Just everyone's like, "Ooh, ah."
That's how terrible we are. He'd rather listen to us suffer.
Well, yeah, we have a face perfect for radio.
Oh man.
What's everyone drinking right now? This is a very chill, low-key, fun movie.
Yeah.
Let's open it up with what we're drinking.
This isn't gonna be too crazy.
Happy camper.
Happy Camper, White Claw,
White.
typical.
Happy
Lemon, are you at the
camper.
bottom of the barrel on that one?
Oh.
What are you talking about, man?
Oh.
It's
All
not
right,
bad.
well, anyway.
Happy
Jim,
camper. Local legend.
Local beer.
Santa Fe Brewery. Yeah.
Santa Fe Brewery.
Great
This
beer.
is my very first makeshift old fashioned.
And we were all very proud of you.
I finally filled the cart there. You can see it when I point at it. Got
Dude,
some
I
things.
need to get a bar cart. That's
A
so
nice fucking
nice.
cart.
Yeah, Jacqueline bought that one for me. I might put a little ice machine under there. I found one on Amazon. $130. It's like a Keurig. You just
Wow.
fill the reservoir and shoots out ice.
You think Jack's gonna buy me a bar cart?
I
Probably
mean,
not.
you might have to put a ring on it first. So I don't know.
I don't know. My buddies, I think they're getting kind of serious. But
Maybe.
anyway, so Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Has anyone seen this before? This movie, the first time I watched it, surprisingly enough, or funnily enough, was with an ex-girlfriend. I was like playing video games or something. I was like doing my own thing, and she had it on in the background, and like I kept kind of going back and forth. So this was my first time like sitting through it from start to finish.
I've
What do you
definitely
get?
seen this movie like at least 3 times before.
Yeah.
I don't know why I've seen it so much. And recently it was when we had the baby and we were just like spamming YouTube TV in the living room. It would just always be on there. So I
Yeah.
watched it at least once.
I've seen it
Yeah,
a few times, but not since high school when around when it came out, so it's been a long time.
Yeah, so it's been a while. I think I saw it. My brother says he's seen it once a while back. I think I saw it with him, and then maybe like other times just randomly.
Hmm.
But
yeah. So this came out 2008, right when we were entering high school, really.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've
Um,
probably seen it more, James, because I've seen it so many times because 2 of our ex-girlfriends were best friends and they fucking loved this movie. dude.
oh wow, you were
Watch it
bringing up
because of that.
real deep-seated like
Man. Okay, I just
That's
want to
why
let
I've
it be
seen it.
things I'm trying to forget. Oh yeah, they really loved what's his name? Jason Segel. They really did.
I'm
We
so
are-
They
What the
they
fuck?
had the kind of weird hots for his fucking large penis being shown like 5 seconds into the movie, right? I mean, if we're gonna talk
What
about
else
it
is
now, we might as well talk about it now.
Well,
Well, they saw it in the trailer, bro. Jesus Christ.
it didn't have his actual
No, not-
penis.
it was
No.
butt cheeks,
I
whatever.
just want to let it be known that we are not even 10 minutes in, and 3 of us have already mentioned ex-girlfriends. Or I mentioned my, Taryn mentioned you or Taryn and Jay.
We're treading into some uncharted territories right now.
It was a decade ago, dude.
Oh,
Make it even worse.
Poggy,
Oh.
nice, good. As far as away we can get, the
Yeah.
better.
All right, so let's jump in right into the opening scene. We have Jason Segel's character, Peter Bretter, who is kind of a slob, just, a typical guy in his 30s who doesn't have a lot going for him. He just kind of goes through his morning routine where he just isn't really doing a lot. He's eating a giant fucking bowl of cereal and watching just pop culture TV, whatever.
Access Hollywood.
Yeah.
The
And then
charcoal cereal is awesome.
it is awesome.
the
How
Access-
weird is it that you're just like, his girlfriend is just like one of the stars that he's watching, Kristen Bell, this beautiful, amazing woman. And you're just like, this fucking loser? Really? But he gets what's coming to him pretty soon. So we
Yeah.
think.
He wrote the movie.
He did. And let's talk about that. Weren't we talking the other day about comedians who write movies
Yeah, dude.
and then their
Yes.
love interests are two hot fucking characters?
Yes.
Hot
I'm over.
actors?
So do we automatically take a point off of this movie because Jason Segel wrote the movie?
He wrote it.
He was probably very involved in the casting, and then he picks Christian Bell and Mila Kunis, 2 dimes, and it's just like, is it 1 point right off the top of the score? Are we
Shut off now.
are we addressing that now? That
And that's actually fair. I
But,
think
okay.
that's 1 point straight up.
To be fair, he. Do you guys want to keep talking about the big old fucking cock or what? No.
Whoa.
It's just
We-
like,
All right. If we're going there, do you think that was real? Do you think that was really his?
Was that? No.
Yeah, it was 100% his. I
what?
did
Why
some
not?
I did some eggplant research and
Eggplant research. You heard it here
yeah.
first.
So he actually self-fluffed himself before those scenes.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Self-fluff.
He didn't
So
want
he
to.
wrote the movie. He fluffed himself.
Yeah, and
What
for
else
those
did he
who
do?
don't know what fluffing is, that's the kind of a term where you get your junk ready for an adult video. but this isn't an adult video. And he was very aware of not getting like a full erection, like it was the half chub.
It's the chub.
He went for the half
Yeah.
chub, yeah. So
Because
that's
I was-
actually his dick.
I was gonna say he's obviously a shower, not a grower, right? Because there's the term.
He's like-
Sounds like he was
he-
halfway there.
Well, I mean, he's
But
like
if he was
fucking
halfway
6
there-
foot something. Like, looked pretty.
He's 6'4".
Yeah, looked pretty
6'4".
big to me. I was like this. I was like, shit. This dude
Yeah,
just.
6'2", 6'3".
This dude's like writing this whole story just to show off his dick on like the big screen, you know.
And make
I love
out with two
First 3
actors.
minutes.
I love how immediately James plunges into the dick thing.
I-
It's just like, we talking about this? Let's talk about this.
So
Like,
does
how
the
are we gonna-
movie. So does the movie. It's like literally in the beginning. It's
Okay.
not just me.
If we're talking about this, let's talk about this. Apparently, this happened to
Amazing.
him in real life.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
He-
right.
He was
The
broken
break-
up with while naked.
Oh.
And, in real life, he stopped halfway through to put on clothes while being broken
Just
up
like-
with. So
Wants
Yeah.
to see
Yeah.
what happens if I didn't.
Apatow was the one who was just like, no, keep him naked throughout the whole breakup, right? Wasn't it?
I don't know. In the
Right.
interview that I read with him, he was like, "Yeah, you'll never pick a harder outfit than a second half breakup outfit." I was like, "Damn."
And you
True.
know what? Like, what's crazy about like that scene is that it was very unorthodox for like movies in general. Like, you don't see full frontal nude from a male. Like, I think that was like
Yeah.
one of the first ones. That and
Or really a female. I mean,
well, I mean, you see
Not
titties
downstairs.
all the time.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
But
Yeah,
like
right.
a dick, like a full dick, that was a full ass dick.
Half engorged dick. If we're
That's
specific.
Yeah,
That's a good point, James. Like
But-
this movie did have a lot of things that were unique
yeah.
for like its genre and its time and stuff.
And like we're thinking about like was this a traditional rom-com movie? Like it was very different in the sense of like male lead, right? Male
I was
lead
gonna-
that kind of went into the stereotypical the guy that's sobbing for like fucking 4 months or whatever, it's kind of
I was gonna
kind
touch
of
on
interesting. Yeah,
That. I
go
was gonna
ahead.
touch on that about I think there are two types of rom-coms. I think there are rom-coms that are marketed to be more appealing to men, and rom-coms that are marketed to be more appealing to women. And this is definitely one that's more appealing to men, I would
Oh
say.
yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Or that
I
it's
think
marketed for.
yeah, it's almost hidden as just a
Yeah.
comedy. Like it's very
Right.
For sure.
subtle rom-com.
And that was on purpose because this is the time where they were just throwing Judd Apatow's name on everything because
Right.
of the success of the movies that he had done, like 40-Year-Old Virgin and Superbad and Knocked Up, all that shit. Where it's that like male lead, funny comedy, a little bit raunchy type of deal. I remember going to see Superbad in the theaters and it was packed, right? Like we had to sit on the stairs because I don't know if we had real tickets to the showing we went to. It was real
Did you
hairy.
steal the? Wow.
It was
Talk about
but
that later.
we watched on the stairs for the most part, and it was like real different. Like I had never seen a movie like that in a theater, you know? Like things were just getting really lax, I feel like, in society. People stopped caring as much about some of these like more like how cuss words have bled into the mainstream, that kind of thing.
Right.
There's like
it's
that
around that
whole
time.
those like whole 10 years, right? Like all those kind of movies, and that's why I was like very interested in kind of getting into this movie. Because I think when I saw these movies when they came out, I didn't really care for the comedy of it, really. Like I didn't really like I don't really know if I think Superbad is all that great. I really want to like revisit it. But like where do these movies hold up now? Like this is 10 years later. They were kind of iffy then. Where are they now? Like it's kind of interesting to see. Like where are we at?
On a comedic level, I really thought the humor was good in this. I don't know. Something about it just hit me.
Yeah. I mean, well, and I want to talk about the writing for a minute. So the director said that, or maybe it was Apatow who said that it was about 70 to 60% like actual script and 30 to 40% improv. Like that they just kind of completely went off, which is really interesting. I mean, because it is a funny movie. Like there's a lot of laugh out loud moments in this.
Yeah, so piggybacking on that, I also heard that Apatow told Segel, hey, write a serious story. And so Segel wrote a story about him getting in a breakup, and he was like, we're just gonna fucking throw jokes in it, like all around it, like which is like a really interesting approach to like
almost
creating a story.
You feel like sometimes there's points where you're just like, well, this is just a joke. You know what I mean? Like there's certain writing in it where it doesn't feel like people don't say that. Like people don't talk like this. This doesn't happen in a natural conversation. These are jokes that you're writing. And so like maybe that's takes away a little bit. Taryn, how do you feel about?
I feel like there was some stuff in there where it's like deep in the shit, you know, like they're mid breakup and he's still throwing out like little one-liners just kind of under his breath and stuff. I felt that. I thought that was real because I think that shit's funny. And I think there is people who do that, you know. They take it to that level where like to cope with everything, you just throw shit out there, make it funny, make it a joke.
I think most of the comedy hit. Most of the comedy hit for me, but there was some where it was just like maybe it was too much. Like maybe it was the moment, like you were saying, like it was in the middle of a serious moment or something, and it would just totally undermine any feelings that they're supposed to be having by just like, oh, it's funny.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. But like, is that what the movie's trying to do? I feel like the main focus of this movie is pushing towards like
and to kind of elaborate on that, like I watched this interview where it was BJ Novak, was one of the main writers for The Office, and Steve Carell, and BJ Novak was pitching this like script to Steve Carell, and he read it and he was like, well, these are just jokes. And BJ Novak was like, well, yeah, it's a comedy. Like this is what The Office is. It's a comedy. But he's like, a cute kid is cute because he doesn't know that he's cute. And that's kind of what comedy is a lot of times too, is that it doesn't, the characters, and that's what was so funny about The Office, is the characters don't know that they're funny, kind of thing. So to just write them in, there's for sure time and place for it, but I don't know. I mean, and again, a lot of the comedy did land for me. I'm not saying that I didn't enjoy the comedy, but sometimes it was a little contrived. That's all I'm saying.
You could tell some of the parts were improvised, and I thought I always think that shit's so funny. Like people stuttering and like you can just tell that they're just making shit up as they're talking, and which makes it a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, touching on the cast, there's a lot of like SNL alumni here. A lot of people that are just in that sphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Hader, Florida.
Yeah, Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig, I did not remember that like at all.
Me neither.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I don't watch a lot of.
There's also so we might also be. There's the unrated version, regular version.
Oh shoot! Really?
That's what.
Again?
I forgot to mention.
So we all saw the penis. I would imagine that's the unrated.
Yeah, I would
Yes?
hope so. Yeah.
I was wondering if I was watching like a director's cut or something, because that whole scene with Kristen Wiig and the yoga felt like they just kind of pasted it in between, like where they thought it could fit or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It
It was
was
done in post.
it was strange.
So that's interesting because there's something out there that like his Jason Segel's mom didn't know that his dick was in the movie, and she saw it in the theater, and they said that she like left crying. when
Oh,
that scene
wow.
came on, and then she came back later. So if that was in a theater, did that make it to like the big screen? Did they show unrated movies in the theater?
I don't know.
I don't know. We should know this. We're film critics at this
Well,
point.
I mean, do you remember like when we went to the theaters when we were younger, they would fucking ID you. Like
Yeah,
when
for
we were
sure.
like 17, 18 years old, like they would always like try to ID you.
I remember that you couldn't buy more than one rated R ticket if you were 18 or something.
Yeah,
right?
you had to be over 21, I think, to buy more than one.
Yeah.
I guess
That's
what it was,
insane.
which was so weird. And weirdly enough, I think the Dollar movie was the most strict about that.
Really?
Hmm.
Dude, there was
I don't
people smoking in our dollar theater. Like one
they're
time,
closed
they're straight
now.
smoking cigarettes. I was like, what the fuck?
Virgin, man.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, let's flash forward a little bit. So the breakup scene happens. Jason Segel's naked for all of it. And then he goes into this spiraling quest for one night stands. This is actually when we meet
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader. And I remember I was taking notes on this, and when they're sitting on the couch in the club, I was just like, fuck yeah, Bill Hader. You know, like
Oh,
just
yeah.
right away.
Yeah.
He's so much fun.
Even
Such
the
a fun
first
character.
line that he has, where it goes to him in this club, and he's just like, "Why are we even here?"
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
He's like,
That's
me
good.
and what does he say? Me and Lisa we don't come to these
Yeah,
places.
we didn't go to places like this.
I'm gonna get herpes just from sitting on this chair right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so funny, and it's like, I don't know, maybe this is, I don't know, it's a rom-com. I shouldn't take the writing so seriously, but just how obnoxious Jason Segel's character is being, or Peter is being at the club, and he's just like, yeah, I'm like a musician, I write for this popular show, and they're just like, these girls are just swooned over him, and he's being so awkward, so uncomfortable, but they're still just like down to fuck. And it's just like, this is so stupid.
Just
They would
want to come back to my
God.
place. No, you're so
Yeah.
funny.
So funny. But yeah.
Sorry for being weird. It's like, well, you're kind of being weird the whole time, so.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
exactly.
when he finally like fucks her and then
Yeah, it's like,
it's just
takes one girl
crying.
back to his house and starts crying. Are you crying? I'm sorry for being weird. She's like, no, you've been weird the whole night. Yeah. Yeah, and then it kind of has like this 80s montage of one night stands where he's banging like 5 different girls. And there's like you know what's hilarious? So I looked up the cast.
Hi.
The high girl. Do you know what they call her? Her name is
The high
Carla Gallo, and her character name in the show is Gag Me Girl, which is fucking
Wow.
What the fuck?
amazing.
Gag me, girl. They
She's
actually
the
put.
girl that says hi over and over, and then she's like, "You can gag me,"
Oh.
and you can just yeah. And then there's like that other girl who is so monotone. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's like the one night stand thing, and then he's still like just crippled by depression
Yeah.
and just
Mhm.
missing an empty.
And then I think eventually
Yeah.
that's when Bill Hader like comes and suggests, "Hey, you should just go on a vacation."
Right.
And then this is that other thing. Is like these fucking directors and these writers. They write these fucking stories to bang and kiss the hottest chicks, and then they go and hang out in Hawaii. Like, come on, dude. Like they fucking like just pick like the coolest fucking thing, and they're just like, let's shoot it at all these fucking movie like.
But fucking where it was filmed? Was it actually filmed in Hawaii?
What if it wasn't? I don't fucking care. I saw some water and some crazy shit. I was like, I want to be there.
Where he's talking to the big guy. I don't know.
The Hawaiian guy. Yeah, where they're having the
green
beer.
Screen was so bad.
Really?
Very obvious.
The big baby Hawaiian. I didn't notice it. Yeah, I'm sure.
I was wondering.
They're like, what's 30 mil? We're going to fucking Maui. Like we're going to Hawaii.
Where you guys want to go?
Yeah, and they're staying in the fucking Kapua Lounge or whatever the fuck.
Right.
Like they're straight chilling. Like that's just genius. Like if we're ever gonna start writing movies, we got to make sure we're going like wherever you guys want to go vacation. Like we're hitting it. But
write it into the script.
Good.
But I will say, did this? Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
I'm glad you said it that it was genius because it kind of felt like you were trying to knock points or hating on it a little bit.
Absolutely not. No.
This is a good.
This is where we need to be. If you're smart, you got to do it.
For sure.
You don't want to be stuck in like the fucking Ukraine or some fucking crazy shit, like like in a war zone. Like
you're like Pripyat, fucking Ukraine.
Yeah.
But did this movie not make everyone want to visit Hawaii? Has anyone visited Hawaii here?
I've never been.
Haven't.
No one.
No.
And I was just like, I might get married in Hawaii. Like so, which is like one of the great quotes of the movie. It's just like, oh, wedding in Hawaii, real original. But I'm just like, yeah, that sounds cool. I want to get married in Hawaii. Never been. I would love to.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, you know what? Speaking of Hawaii, I wanted to like make a pina colada to like have to drink for this episode.
We should
that would have
have.
been so perfect, but
That would have been perfect.
It would have been so good. I have like bendy straws and shit. Ugh.
Umbrellas.
We'll revisit this episode in 10 years and we'll
just put a real size umbrella in it.
We'll do it in Hawaii.
We'll fix it in post. Just like me drinking right now. Just imagine that I'm drinking a pina colada and then
be hand drawn. Yeah, there's a scene right before the Hawaii thing where he's working, right? We see him work in this like nice studio, which is like, he's a slob and he like doesn't have a lot going for him, except he's like writing and making music for like a TV show.
Yeah,
that's
I don't think
around.
Doesn't have things going for him. He's just complacent.
Yeah, but they do kind of frame it in that way too.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, it's the bottom of the barrel. But it's cool. It's like a cool job. But yeah, definitely his ex is like the main star of the show, right? And
staring at her the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Loses his mind. He plays like the Seinfeld theme on the show or something.
Boom, boom. Yeah. But what's funny is like it's obviously mocking what's the fucking show? Crime Scene Investigator, CSI.
Oh yeah, CSI.
Yeah. It's obviously mocking that. Has anyone watched that show? It's so fucking bad.
Dude, honestly, I kind of like like just like the cheesiness of it, like I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole.
Just like the lines that they use in that show, it's just like
can someone say Dixicle? And that's like the real shit. And then it's always like, and then like you get into the who are you do, and it's just like it's just like it's just fucking good. Poor people, not to shit on poor people, but like this is literally what people who didn't have cable watched. We watched CSI. Like I'd never had cable growing up, and I remember watching like CSI, like because that's all we could fucking watch on ABC or whatever fuck CBS that it was on,
Dude,
but like that shit was like so cheesy and funny.
Yeah.
The name of the parody show, it's like crime scene of the crime.
Well, like it's a touch of the cheesy fucking.
Which one's better? The one did you guys stay after the credits?
Yes.
I might have, but I don't remember.
I forgot what it was.
Kristen Bell, she gets
fuck, what is it called? Go ahead.
I don't know exactly the name. It's something like animal. It's another crime show, and it's like animal instincts,
Animal
and
Instincts.
she can like speak to dogs and stuff to like solve crime.
And then the dog's eyes turn blue, and it like tells her like that guy killed someone or some shit.
Do you guys know who her partner is in that?
Yeah, Michael Bateman.
Yeah,
Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman.
Yeah, I was just like, why is he in the cast list? What the fuck? And then after the credits, he's just there as the fucking detective. But yeah.
Oh, that's good.
It's like her new show that she got picked up on.
Right, and it's just like it's trying to make you hate the character Kristen Bell or Kristen Bell's character, which
yeah,
we'll get into later. But yeah, I mean, just the lines that they have, and it's just like either they cut his carotid artery or it was his time of the month. And it's just like, God damn it, that's how the fucking show is.
It is.
Just that guy's job. He's just there to say that shit.
Yeah.
Right. He's just there to make terrible puns on a crime scene.
It's good. And I just want to roll with it. I just like it.
All right, well, I'll just judge you. That and your Manhattan today. Those are 2 ticks, 2 strikes.
Old fashioned.
Or old fashioned, sorry. So he ends up in Hawaii. Man, I feel like we're not very far into this movie.
I know.
We could jump because like we're.
That's okay. Yeah,
so he runs into them right there.
He ends up in Hawaii. He meets Mila Kunis.
He's like, I wish I wasn't wearing this fucking shirt.
Run into Kristen Bell and Russell Brand as a couple. And Mila Kunis gives him the what was it called? The fucking suite?
The Kapua suite.
Kapua suite, yeah. And then what I love, like this is probably my favorite Bill Hader scene was when he's not even on screen. You just hear his voice in the phone where
it cracks me up.
Fucking Jason Segel's like following Kristen Bell and Russell
He's
Brand.
like, they're there.
Like,
He just
turns around. Right now, please fucking go. And like you just hear his voice. Oh, it's such a hilarious scene.
Idiot, get out of there.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
So what are you doing here? I came to kill you. What did he say?
Yeah,
I came to murder you.
Says, I'm here to murder you,
Oh
which is like
God.
the best thing that you could say.
Yeah.
When you run into your ex in another country or another state.
So we're introduced to Mila Kunis, who's the customer service person, right? Works front desk at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kristen Bell is dating Aldous Snow,
Russell
who's the
Brand,
lead
yeah.
singer of a band.
Dude, what is that song? Inside of You or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
So
Pretty good
funny.
song.
Inside of you. Inside of you. Yes.
But we were introduced to Aldous Snow a little earlier when actually the first scene when
Yeah.
on TV when he's talking, he has a fucking sign and what is it fucking it says
That first scene, the whole Access Hollywood thing.
When you're blind. He has like these fucking little slides.
Yeah.
So fucking stupid.
The whole Access Hollywood thing is like the perfect way to mention all the characters involved in the show.
Yeah.
Like it was. I feel like we went over that, but like it's just like so smart, so smart to do.
So fast too.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch Get Him to the Greek? The like sequel.
I did. Yes. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I have seen it, but I didn't. And that's like one of the fun facts that I wanted to bring in is that it is a sequel. I didn't know that. Is that common knowledge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a spin-off.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Aldous Snow, Jonah Hill is like main character.
But the
in that.
only thing is that Jonah Hill in Get Him to the Greek is not playing the same character he is in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. He's a
Right,
totally
that is
different
true.
character,
Yeah,
which
I
I
never
feel
had
like
that
is
until
kind
it
of
said that on
kind
the
of
Wikipedia.
weird. But like, I don't know. I haven't seen Get Him to the Greek in a while, but I actually remember enjoying that movie, and I haven't seen it in a while.
Dude,
but
Kristen Bell is in that movie. She
Really?
appears in like something of a cameo where she's on an interview and her new part is in a drama about a hospital called Blind Medicine where she plays a visually impaired surgeon.
Oh
Which
geez.
is
God.
amazing.
That's good. That's good.
That's comedy.
Is it Rose Byrne who's like dating Lars Ulrich or whatever? Because he's in that movie.
The drummer to
in the movie,
Metallica?
I was like, what?
Yeah, he plays I think they like actually name him as Lars Ulrich, maybe something else.
Oof, I
But
don't
he
even
definitely
know.
plays like it's kind of a similar thing. Like Aldous Snow calls an ex. I think it's Rose Byrne. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And she's like moved on and is dating Lars Ulrich, and it's really weird.
Oh,
but-
okay. Yes.
I don't
Yes.
remember at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it Rose Byrne or
It's
is
her.
it someone
Yeah,
else?
it's her. Yeah, it's
Okay,
her.
that's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, so then we kind of get into Peter's character just running into his ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend over and over again. And we're introduced to Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill's character. Fuck, man. I think Jonah Hill, for me, was probably the best part of this movie.
Really?
I think he did amazing.
Over
Like,
Paul Rudd?
Oh, 100% over Paul Rudd.
Okay.
100% over Paul Rudd.
Okay.
Is his first scene when he's seating Jason Segel at the restaurant or whatever? Is that his
I
first
think
scene?
so. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That
And
shit
he
cracked
says,
me up, dude.
"Yes, dude, it's so fucking funny." He's just like, "Oh, like, are you waiting for your date?" And he's like, "No, just me." He's like, "Oh, are you serious? That's fucking sad, dude. Like, do you want like a magazine?" And it's just like,
I don't know. I'd
it's
just
so
be really
funny.
depressed if I was you.
Yeah, I don't
I've
know.
never fucking eaten at a restaurant alone. Have any of you guys?
Yes.
At a sit-down
Uh,
restaurant?
Yes. I
Never
have.
done it.
I have, yes. I've done it
Yeah.
a few times, yes. Okay,
If you
but
count sister.
but to be fair, there is actually a quote from this movie that I say very often. Like
Wow.
like almost every fucking day. Not every day. I hope I wouldn't say it's every day. But
What?
it is okay, I'll just go fuck myself. I guess I'll just go fuck myself. And I say that all the fucking time. Me and Isaiah,
good
you
one.
guys know
Good one.
Isaiah. Like we would always say that. Oh, I guess I'll just go fuck myself. Like if somebody's like not really paying attention to you or like just anything, like we would say that
Yeah.
shit all the fucking time. And that
That's
is
fine.
attributed to his character, but like I
That's
still
really
feel if we're talking about like side characters, Paul Rudd is just so
He's good.
like I don't know. They're both really stupid and kind of like irritating. I think when I first watched this movie when I was younger, like that was the kind of comedy that I was just like, this shit sucks.
It's annoying. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
shit is not funny. Now that don't have a stick up my ass and I'm like I'm chilling and like life's good, man. I don't know what's
Right.
different. I don't know what's different, but both those characters are actually like pretty funny.
They're hilarious,
Pretty funny to
dude.
watch. But back then, like I was just like, nope. I don't fucking care about them. But
I feel
Paul
that.
Rudd being as fucking aloof. Everyone's so aloof in this movie. It's weird. Like even Russell Brand, like he's annoyingly awesome.
Okay,
Everyone's
here's my-
annoyingly awesome. I don't know. It's so weird.
Here's my theory about Russell Brand in this movie. Has anyone listened to Russell Brand's podcast? Or like heard any clips of it or even seen
I've
him
heard
on
stuff.
their podcasts?
Clips. I've clips
Okay.
of like maybe his interviews and stuff.
I am convinced that Russell Brand wasn't cast into this movie. He showed up on set and is playing himself.
Yeah.
Like the tangents that he goes into, the way he talks. I think that the 30 to 40% improv is Russell Brand.
Yeah.
I swear, like that's exactly who he is. And again, this is 2008. He was going through quite the drug and sex kind of frenzy at that time. So it's just like he just wandered on set and they were just like, we're going to roll with this.
So it goes
Yeah.
back to our previous conversation when we do these comedy movies, those comedians playing themselves.
Mhm,
Those
mhm.
type-casted.
When you're not entirely wrong, the role of Aldous Snow was written for a different dude who ended up in a different movie.
I would have been
But-
terrible without him.
In a
Yeah.
different
Aldous-
rehab
or-
center.
That's fucked up. Russell Brand literally did walk on set, had not read a page of the script,
Really? That's
and
the
was like,
story?
"What is this movie about? I'm doing it."
Oh,
Oh my god!
God.
I did not know that.
Yeah, literally,
Fuck.
Jason Segel rewrote the character to fit him more,
Wow.
and that was just what they did.
Dude, what the fuck? That's
Yeah,
You
I
sound
was
like you're
literally
from
joking, but-
London.
exactly what happened.
wow. Okay, yeah, no, because he's not acting. Like he's fucking not. Like he's at
Yeah.
that time he was fucking literally anything that walked and oh man.
Which is interesting, just like his charisma with other people. Like just the chemistry that he has with the other actors is just like he's so comfortable with everybody. Like even him and Jonah Hill, like when he's totally shitting on him, something feels really real about it. I think
genuine,
like that's what's like weird about his character is that like he's just too fucking real. When him and Jason Segel are having that heart to heart out in the sea, and even Jason Segel's just like, God damn it, you're so fucking cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does he say? He's like, it's like a dark version of who was it? Neil Diamond.
It's a gothic
And he's
version of Neil Diamond.
He was just like,
God damn it, that's exactly what I'm going for. Why are you so cool?
And you know what's weird? Like there's not another like character in the movie that has that in it. I guess maybe Jason Segel, but like he has it. Like every person that he's acting against and with, like, just doesn't have that thing. It's fucking weird. As much as I don't really care for him, like he just has it.
Yeah. When you're watching the relationship between Russell Brand and Jonah Hill's character, like it's so real. That's the realest part of this movie, where you're just like, it's Russell Brand as Russell Brand, like not trying to be an asshole, but it's just like, this guy's giving me his fucking demo. I don't care, but like I'm not gonna be a dick. And he's just like, it just every time they're on screen together, if that's like the realest I think this movie gets, is like that relationship between fan and famous person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a good point. Like, we also get to see from that same, the same demo thing. He gives him the demo, and he basically tells him, "Yeah, didn't listen to that because I'm not fucking going to."
Yeah.
But he does take the time to listen to Jason Segel's stuff,
Oh, yeah.
And they do have like a more real relationship.
Inadvertently, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have like, this. It's definitely like, even though they should be like clashing and like fighting, they're kind of not. Like, they're kind of cool. Even when Russell Brand's leaving the hotel,
even
still,
after
like,
the big drop of like, I've been fucking her for a year, by the way.
Oh
yeah.
Like they still have a little bit of respect, big respect for each other, even like when they're like going, even when like Russell Brand's like ready packed his bag and he's going away, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this kind of goes into just the fact that he has realized that his relationship with Sarah Marshall was terrible. And like, it's funny because, and I think we need to get into it and just talk about breakups a little bit, where you, at certain points in the relationship, especially after it's ended, you, depending on what side you're on, you like embellish things and you're like, oh, we were so great together, all of this was so perfect. But that's what I liked about this movie, was you see Peter start to realize, like, this wasn't a good relationship. This actually was terrible. And she wasn't right for me. And it does a good job, I think, at like exploring that feeling that you go through with breakups, with first over embellishing and then kind of realizing we weren't right for each other. So, yeah.
Yeah,
No one wants to touch on breakups.
I like that as like his lesson is like, or like just moving on, I guess. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think the movie was as much for him as it was for anybody else that was doing that, since it was based around this reality of like.
It adds a lot that it was like based on some kind of personal thing that he wrote, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
And like, I don't know, you want to get deeper, like his whole vampire opera thing was is a legit dream that he had to do. And like,
Real life?
Yeah. He
wait, what?
Like one of his big dreams was to work with the Muppets and do a Dracula musical. And he actually achieved that dream. And so he worked on one of the newest Muppet movies. But
I remember that.
Yeah, so that was one of his big things. And like even you hear the die, like you listen to like the lyrics of the songs and everything, like it's very deeply related to Peter, who he is as a character, but also this is literally like an autobiography for Jason Segel, right? Like
Yeah.
He put a lot
Yeah.
of himself into this movie, which just kudos to him. Like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
actually like at the face value, like it gets pretty deep, like with how Dracula just wants love. You know?
Right.
And he's this big, aloof, fucking 6'4" immortal with a giant cock.
With a giant penis.
And
Can't forget that.
he can't find love. No, I don't know. No, but it
Yeah,
really gets it. It's really interesting to see how Segel really put this into.
And in my notes,
play.
like I put Dracula music low key fire. Like it was fucking good. It was not the right time, set and setting for that music for sure, but it was good.
Dude, you know what I
this
thought?
is good.
I was like, this is literally the progression of Hamilton. Like where Hamilton is now, Dracula will be soon. You know.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
But touching back on him actually doing this, it was a thing that he wanted to do, and he was a screenwriter for the Muppets movie, the newest one or whatever. But he actually did get Jim Henson's company to make these Dracula Muppets. So like in all these weird roundabout ways, he did fulfill that dream.
Yeah. Okay,
but he had shown this to Judd Apatow before, like on the side. Yeah. And Judd Apatow was like, yeah, don't ever let anybody see this shit ever. Like, he thought it was bad.
Which is funny because like that's in the movie. Like even Kristen Bell's character does that.
He was all, you should bust out that fucking Dracula musical and put it in this movie because it'll be weird and unique, you know?
Yeah. And that's like the interesting little things that like make this closer to real life, like closer to his real life. Like I don't know, we're not dating actresses and like
you're not,
and we're not fucking making. I mean, we're not making music for crazy shit, but like it's like kind of interesting to just see like how he low key just threw himself in this.
Yeah, like those scenes of him on like red carpets and stuff, just in the background.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's some truth in that too. It's just like these other people are way more famous.
Yeah, I don't know.
Stand back here.
Right. And I remember when I was trying to do a little bit of research on Jason Segel, I was like, I remember I just like looked up Google's his name, and I saw like what happened to Jason Segel. I was like, oh, oof, yikes! Like. If you have an article that says what happened to and then your name, that's not a good sign.
Well, he has he
he's kind of been in a hiatus.
He's kind of been out, not really out there.
Yeah, I think he had a show, and he's got. I don't know him really from anything else. So
just a show. I mean, How I Met Your Mother. It's just a show, right?
No. But
I'm just kidding. It's like a really huge show.
It was not.
I know. I'm trolling.
Yeah. Okay, so what I want to get into next is we've talked a lot about the other actors in this movie, but we haven't really touched on Mila Kunis.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was phenomenal in this. I think she was probably the best acting performance in this, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And her character was also, I think, the most likable. I think you cared about her character the most.
Really?
How are you guys feeling about that?
Definitely not. I feel like not the most likable. Like just not enough.
Jonah Hill.
Not it's like there. I'm gonna say like the whole movie as a whole just really lacks a lot of character development between between Kristen Bell and her and Jason Segel. Like Jason Segel has a lot of character development, but her character really just doesn't. I don't know. It's just there's nothing really crazy there. Like, oh wow, she has a crazy ex-boyfriend. She comes from a kind of weird past and all that kind of stuff. Not a lot of progression for her. Like, not that I really like.
Until like the very end, right? Like she actually goes to mainland America and tries to find schools and reconnects with Jason Segel.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's not really about her. Like
it's not.
The movie's called for getting Sarah Marshall. And that's kind of the thing that maybe we should touch on is Kristen Bell, also phenomenal. Like both the lead actresses in the movie were amazing.
Yeah.
And of course drop dead fucking gorgeous, as Jason Segel I would imagine wrote in. But Kristen Bell's character, it was weird because there was times where I thought the movie was trying to make me hate her, but there was also times where they were trying to redeem her, where they were kind of saying like, oh, like, why didn't you tell me to be a better person? She was like, I read books, I went to therapy, I did all of these things for you, all of this for you. Yeah. And it was like, and then also it was just like, I can't hate Kristen Bell, she's amazing. So it was just like,
just let it go.
You know, it's just like trying to make me hate Tom Hanks or something. Or
you know, it's funny. We've been watching so Disney Plus put out like a making of Frozen 2 documentary, and it's like so cool, right? And she's in it like a lot, like has this like very, you know, innocent like hero Disney character, and then to just hard swap to this version of her, it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
But I do like her a lot. She's in a lot of great stuff.
She is, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. If we're talking about like the main female characters, like I think, I think Kristen Bell, I think Sarah Marshall has a better character, more. I don't know. Like, do you really see Jason Segel? Do you see Peter and them staying together forever after this? Not that we have to like think of the future of these characters or anything like that, but it's just like.
But the issue with that is that it's the movie gears us to kind of dislike Kristen Bell because again at the ending credit scene, she's in some fucking shitty drama about her talking to animals, like, and it's obviously a failed drama, and it's just like we're supposed to hate this character, but we don't because she's Kristen Bell. But you know, I don't know. I think we're supposed to like
everyone sucks in their own human way, right?
And also we're seeing the movie from Jason Segel's perspective, so we don't see like the depth of Kristen Bell's character.
I mean, we see enough. Right? I mean, what? Yeah. I mean, you see like him spending 7 days in a row, fucking quoting Lord of the Rings. You shall not pass. Like eating entire bowls of cereal. I'm sorry, that kind of pisses me off.
Like, dude, what cereal?
What a fucking bowl that big! Literally the whole box.
You're telling me you wouldn't try that?
I
lactose intolerant.
I mean, if I was in a dream, yes, but their calories exist in real life, and we can't do that kind of shit.
Yeah, but he's the kind of guy who's giving a shit about calories.
Well, yeah, he's fucking 6'4". I'm 5 foot nothing. Come on. I have weight stacks differently here.
If you want to get deep, like there's truth to that. Even that montage where he's like, where she says like, yeah, you wore the same fucking clothes every day for a week. I've been there. Like
I know, and that's not even like a bad slight. I'm just trying to see like, you know, and what Adrian brought up, like, oh, I did therapy, I did this, I did that. It's just like, fuck, dude. And he might have not done shit.
What did you do? Yeah, nothing.
For sure.
You know, and that is kind of
okay.
I don't think that excuses her behavior or whatever, but it does show another side of the story. You know?
Here's the thing that I think is important to get into, and it kind of goes into relationships in general. It's just like we are trying to, at this point, we're trying to say this character is bad, this character is good, this character's in the right, this character's in the wrong, whatever it is. These two characters are not right for each other. And it's not necessarily that Kristen Bell's character is a bad person. It's not that Sarah Marshall's a bad person, but she's probably not right for Peter.
Yeah.
You know, and like that's one of the things that I thought was more real about this, where it was just like, these are two people that are seemingly pretty good people, but it's just not going to work. It's just not right for each other.
Yeah.
So there was like some truth to that.
Every character definitely has like the both sides thing. Like there's no like hard, you know, this is a good guy,
black and white,
except for maybe Paul Rudd, who was just like pure chill, you know.
Hey guys, can we go right into Paul Rudd right now? So so you remember the scene where he says his name is Kunu? He's like, so what does that mean? He's like,
put your name into a Hawaiian. Oh no,
I did. I put all of our names in a Hawaiian name generator.
That's
Taryn,
amazing.
Your name is Kilana.
Kilana. That's
a nice name.
Taryn is Kilana. That's pretty nice. Jay, you are. I'm just gonna say Kei. K.
I hate it.
I hate it. I am Chemo. Chemo. Kimo. And Adrian, you are Aquiliano. Aquiliano. Akiliano. Aquiliano.
I almost said it in Italian.
So for the rest of the episode, we have to call each other by those names. And
what was mine again?
Yeah, I wrote them all down.
Nope. You got to do it now.
I'm gonna name my daughter that. It's not nice.
Aquiliano.
I'm just kidding.
I like Aquiliano.
But yeah,
No,
sorry,
cool.
derail you guys.
No, I love Paul Rudd's character, man. He was awesome. Like, but you know, even him, like maybe there's a side where he just like totally ran away from something and was like, fuck everything, going to Hawaii and just like buying into the whole thing. Yeah. But like his life.
And doesn't Kristen Bell kind of dig on Mila Kunis's character saying that? Like, oh yeah, like you know, I can only live here for only 1 week. Like after that, it's just
But she claps back and she says, "Yeah, there's not a lot of dog salons here, so she fucking gets her back pretty well."
I get it. You know, she's running away from something. Maybe Paul Rudd's character was too, but he's also like not the brightest dude. You know.
You know what?
It's some pain behind those.
It pains me to say this, but I feel like Paul Rudd's character was one of the most unbelievable characters, if that makes sense. Like, it didn't land as much as like all of the bartenders and like the hotel staff and you know the waiting staff like Jonah Hill. I feel like Paul Rudd, I was just like, it's felt a little contrived for me, and that's why I was like, man, I love Paul Rudd, but I'm like,
but he reminds me of fucking Pete Davidson's. Okay, like that's just like that fucking character. Like it's just like he's literally just playing a dumbass. Like it's not believable. Like nobody's that stupid.
Well, right, but like
I don't know.
But like the thing about it is like Jonah Hill's character, like he's a server, but you're like, you know, servers are like that. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I can't sell you pot right now. Like, I'll sell you pot when I'm off my shift. Like, it's just like, it's just, you know.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've met a handful of people that could have fulfilled Paul Rudd's destiny in real life. Like, there's dudes who are just out there, like, trying to live it up
trying to feel good.
Yeah, just trying to feel good, not give a shit about anything, and they'll buy into all the shit. I'll buy into
gives you lemons.
Let's fucking hang out and surf. I'm down, you know?
Fuck the lemons and bail.
Dude, I was thinking about that, though. I was like, I think if this wasn't Paul Rudd, this character would be annoying, but it is Paul Rudd, so I like it.
Well, that's the thing is, like, I don't have this, like, association, like, I don't have this, like, crazy heart. I do like Paul Rudd, but I don't like him, I think, as much as maybe you guys do, so I was like...
Yeah. And he's obviously exaggerated, right? But...
Yeah, but every character is, but, like, you know...
Yeah. I could see a person doing this, for real. I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Try a little less. Do a little less.
Do nothing.
Well, you got to do something.
No, I mean, he had like great scenes that were just like, yeah. Oh man, where do we go from here? I think one thing that I want to touch on, that again to maybe get a little bit deeper about the psychology of breakups and about, you know, how going through a breakup works, is Peter's character doesn't start enjoying life until he has somebody else lined up that he's interested in. So I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Because you see him, well, I mean, for anyone who's been through a breakup, you could relate in some sense where
the rebound.
Yeah, where he's like, he's in fucking Hawaii, right? Like a complete paradise, and he's miserable. Granted, his ex-girlfriend's there, and she's screwing some movie star, some rock star. But once the relationship with him and Rachel starts getting a little bit more serious, the very next scenes, I think it's like after they have that like jump off the cliff scene and they kiss, like the very next day, he's just completely elated.
He's like, I don't need that shot.
He doesn't have to have a drink in the morning. He's playing with kids. He's fucking skipping in dandelion fields,
Hanging out with old
essentially.
people in a jacuzzi.
Yeah, and like I think that's
You're right.
real.
This is that. You think that's real?
I think that's real. I think that a lot of times when you leave a relationship and you are by yourself and you're like trying to work on yourself, but once you find something else, it gives more meaning to other aspects of your life that you wouldn't necessarily think would do.
I don't know. I don't know if I can speak on that.
Well, you're married.
Yeah, I know.
So.
No, that's not. That wasn't just
No,
like
no.
I wouldn't know. Fucking.
No,
that's just like
yeah.
Like I.
No, I get it. I get it. Like he is a person who's like codependent on another person.
Right.
So then, isn't that a
like...
super character flaw? Like the guy can't fucking do anything for
not
himself.
Necessarily a flaw, but perhaps a negative trait.
Sure.
That character holds.
I feel like the movie was saying that the point of it is to not do that. Because
with Mila Kunis
tells him at one point, yeah, she literally tells him like you can't be with anyone right now. You shouldn't be with anyone. What the fuck?
Oh yeah.
And then he's alone for a while, and then she comes back, and then he's all happy with his playing
oh,
shit. And
yeah.
then they get together.
I guess
of just being together for 5 days or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
That's true. There's another it's like semi sidebar but kind of related thing there that I thought was interesting. So Mila Kunis, they start hanging out and all that stuff, right? And the like bartender guy is like, oh, you know, she's just doing that because like she's in customer service, right? Like that's just what she does. But technically he's not a guest because he's staying for free in that suite.
That is true.
So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that's a true little relationship they have. But yeah, I mean, and I think what I will say, like a testament to this movie, is like this was written by somebody, you know, Jason Segel, who has been through a breakup, like, and has been through all of the emotions of how that works. Granted, most people in the world have been through a breakup, but I think it does a pretty good job at kind of diving into some of these emotions that you're going through and some of these feelings that you can maybe feel for other people, like especially right outside of that. I think it does a pretty good job at that. So like that was like a very positive like feeling for me, like watching this movie. I was like, this movie is realistic in that sense, in the emotions that you go through.
Yeah, I'm with you there. That's added points for me, for sure.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that because I said we watched it like in high school. Like I hadn't gone through any breakups at that point, and now that I have like big ones,
does it hit?
Like, damn, this movie hit different.
Well, I know.
Like, it's not like super realistic and like groundbreaking, but like it just hit different. You know,
it's
what I mean?
Not just Jason Segel's dick with your girlfriend.
It's not just funny the whole time. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Boy, yeah. Yeah, I think there was other scenes that I would just kind of want to touch on where when Kristen Bell's character, Sarah Marshall, starts seeing, when she initially sees Mila Kunis and Jason Segel kind of connect, she has this weird like, oh, like they're kind of the flirting and like that whole thing. And the scene when they are talking at reception, and it was like really big. I mean, it was like the two main female actors kind of having this back and forth that we hadn't seen before. And I think that both of them are just doing such a good job where, like, again, you don't hate Kristen Bell because like you kind of understand, like, yeah, that's your ex-boyfriend. You would be curious about that. But also with Mila Kunis' character, you're like, yeah, like that's the guy that you're kind of interested in now. And like but you're still working. So you're like respecting that boundary, and this is a celebrity. I think they did a good job like describing that, or like depicting that relationship and like how that would go.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's like, it's hard to relate to in some ways because, you know, the whole celebrity aspect, but I'm like, if I had to imagine it, yeah, I think it would be something along those lines.
Yeah. Well, the whole setup for the whole movie is just like unrealistic, right? Like,
Yeah, sure.
not everybody just has. But that
I don't know, man. He went through all those things.
That begs the question. He couldn't afford the Kapua room,
$6,000 a day.
He couldn't afford that, but he could just afford like a plane ticket to go there, like on short notice.
Okay, $6,000 a day is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But like he works on like, does he have Christian Bell's money? Does he have his own money? How much do those homies that are making the ominous dark tones in the background?
Yeah, what's their salary?
Yeah, what's their salary? Yeah. It's probably not much, but
not $6,000 a day. Like to afford
definitely
non. Wait, you guys think he paid for that?
No, but just to like say that. No, I don't know.
I'm confused.
I think James is saying like
he had the money. He had the money to fly to
go to Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
But not the money to afford.
Yeah, I see. Like us four here probably couldn't just go fly to Hawaii like in a couple days, right? Unless you can, and then if you can, then hook it up, homie. Hook it up, homie.
I'd be living on the streets afterward.
I definitely couldn't do $6,000 a day in a suite.
Right? Yeah, you know? Yeah.
I mean, you can get tickets to Hawaii for like $600.
Oh, especially now with Corona going on.
Oh, now, yeah.
Well, shit. Let's go. Let's hit it. Let's write a film. Let's go do it. Let's go do it right now.
Oh, there we go.
It's a small budget. I think we can work with.
They're gonna pay me to go. Let's go.
That's a good position to be in.
If we, I don't know where we are in terms of, like, I think we've like hit a lot of the main points.
Yeah.
But I do have some other little fun facts.
Hit me with them.
All right. Number one. So they talk about at dinner with the four of them. They talk about Kristen Bell's previous movie where a cell phone tries to like kill them or something, right?
Oh,
yeah. Apparently, she was in a movie where that was basically the premise.
Oh my
God. Wow.
And she thought that it was a slight on her, like they were talking shit about her, but they had no idea that she was in this movie.
No.
The movie's called Pulse, and we should probably do it at some point.
Let's do that episode. Oh,
yeah.
So was all that like improvised dialogue about that shit?
No, it was coincidence. They had that written, and she was like, basically like, are you guys trying to fuck with me now?
They knew. They knew, right?
They didn't know.
I think I call bullshit, but okay.
All right.
Because it is oddly specific.
Yes.
Number two, when Kristen Bell's character gets the call, Sarah Marshall, I don't know why I keep saying that. Sarah Marshall gets the call that her show was canceled. Veronica Mars, the show she was actually in, was canceled the day before they shot the scene that her big show was canceled. That's kind of crazy.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then the last one is that people who actually named Sarah Marshall were very upset with the brand, like marketing and branding of this movie, including like a 70-year-old woman from New York who was like, "Yeah, this is a little rough for me."
Poor thing. She's got to see some full frontal nudity.
I have two fun facts that aren't like development of the movie related.
Yes.
This is our second movie where a character flapped his penis against his thighs.
Oh, yep. Kids was the first. True. Yep.
And this movie takes place around 4th of July, which is where we're at in real life. It's kind of cool.
Oh, I really get that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, should have a fun 4th of July.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right.
Is the first
talking
of
in
July,
Japanese
but...
randomly. I was like, what the fuck was
that?
Yeah,
Mila Kunis just knows Japanese. And okay, I was like...
It was like right before that.
What did she say?
She says like...
She said, welcome, have fun, or something.
Yeah,
Thank
like,
you.
Yeah, it was like...
Oh, nice.
Whatever it is.
Good for her.
Yeah, I think some other like fun scenes, like the sex duel scene was hilarious. Like,
oh yeah,
where they're on the other side of the wall, and just like that whole relationship where he has to move out of that suite, and of course his room is right next door to hers.
Yeah,
and the sex duel scene is so good because everyone's in on it except Russell Brand, and he's just like, nah, I'm not into this, and he's like, by the way, I don't think we should be together, and I fucked the housekeeper, so I'm leaving tomorrow.
And that's like been his entire mantra, like the entire time, because like
Right.
even he goes on like that little rant during their
Yeah.
dinner.
Not happy about the clothes that she makes him move. Take my eyes, but not the shirt. Like such a good quote. Yeah, so we're pretty close to the end. I think basically what we all know happens is after Russell Brand breaks up with Kristen Bell's character, he leaves. She goes to Peter for consolation and tries to sleep with him, and he can't get it up because he's just not having it with her.
There was about 10 to 15 seconds of oral sex.
Yeah. And did that happen too? I don't know. James is the pickle researcher.
Yeah, was that real?
What? That's what he said.
What?
That's literally a quote from the story.
Yeah.
So yeah, they get together. He can't get it up. He says, "Maybe my dick doesn't want to be around you because you broke my heart." And he says, "You're the goddamn devil."
I love how mad he gets. It's so good.
Storms off and immediately confesses everything to Rachel.
Yeah.
Dude, I hate that about movies. He could have explained that so much better. And
Could have, or he could have just not said anything. Let's be honest, guys. Could have just not fucking said anything, and then lived happily ever after. But he decided to say something.
He's a nice guy, dude. He doesn't want to ruin it with Mila Kunis.
Right? Who would?
I didn't get hard, and it might have been okay. I don't know.
Who we don't even. Has anybody said Mila Kunis's character's name?
I said Rachel earlier. I didn't say her last.
See, I didn't even fucking know that. I don't even.
Rachel.
Like, I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah,
her character's just not that great. Still,
I don't know.
So many shots that just linger on her, biting her lip or doing some weird shit.
She's beautiful, right?
Like a couple seconds too long. I'm like,
yeah.
Anyways,
well, fun fact: the picture, which I was disappointed to hear, the picture of her in the bathroom stall is edited. That's a computer generated.
Computer-generated titties.
Not Mila Kunis's top half.
Well, good for her for having respect for her own body.
Yes, good for her.
Can't say the same for Jason Segel.
That's true. He decided to fucking fluff himself, but he was like, Mila Kunis is not going to be topless.
No stunt cock here.
Maybe that was her decision. But anyway, so yeah, we're close to the end. Speaking of her topless picture, one of the last scenes is where after he admits that he had kind of had like a thing with Kristen Bell or with Sarah Marshall, and she gave him 10 to 15 seconds of oral, he goes to steal the picture of her in the urinal and then gets his ass kicked by, which was kind of a cool scene. It was a little bit contrived. Maybe I was just like, yeah, that's probably gonna happen, and I don't know. But yeah, so he takes the picture down, hands it back to Mila Kunis, and then leaves. And she tells him before that, don't ever call, don't ever write, don't ever do anything, don't ever email. And then he goes on to work on his Dracula opera. And yeah, with his opera, it kind of flashes forward quite a bit. His opera is he sends her an invitation. She reluctantly goes. She talks with some other people in Hawaii. Reluctantly goes, and his opera is a huge success. He didn't know it was a comedy, but it worked out for him. And I don't know. I thought it was like entertaining. Like just the bits of the opera that we saw was fun.
Yeah. If it was a real opera, I'd totally go see it, especially if Bill Hader was in it. The way he's very over the top and like kind of lets loose.
Yeah.
What was really cool about this ending is like, he in the beginning we see him as like this person who's off to the side and is told to get out of the shot and that kind of thing. And then at the end, people are like, hey Peter, that was awesome. Hey Peter.
Right.
He kind of takes this like center light, and it's really cool to see him like fulfill that piece. And then also they call back to the whole like dick thing in the dressing room and kind of tie it all together.
Right away.
Well, and also he's in that suit where like he's supposed to be completely hidden, but his face is showing. But they do a pretty good job at like the spotlight's still on him the whole time. Like you could still see him the entire time, and it's like very intentional. But yeah, so he sees Mila Kunis towards the end of the show, and everyone's calling his name as you were saying, and she starts leaving to her car, and she's like, "Wait, but I love you." Heads back. They like have a little interaction. She says she's gonna go back to school, and he goes into his dressing room, gets completely stark naked again, which is the same scene that happened in the beginning, but the opposite effect, where a relationship isn't ending, a relationship's kind of beginning, which I respected. I appreciated that kind of relationship that they did there.
Mm-hmm.
And they embrace and kiss as Peter is naked and Rachel is, his new
lady.
New lady. So yeah, that pretty much wraps the movie up. Do we leave anything?
Big quotes or scenes that you guys thought were funny, stood out?
We didn't talk about Jack McBrayer. Sorry, Daryl. The quotes that he has. God, what are some of them? It's.
Oh, is that the husband?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Who? Which husband? Whose husband?
The religious couple.
Oh yeah! Right? Wow. Totally skipped over them. Like.
Yeah, God put our mouth on our head for a reason.
Yeah.
And like.
He's like, no.
The relationship that he has, this sex scene that he has with Russell Brand and the chess pieces. It's just like, God damn it! It's just like Russell Brand is a sexual goddess being, like whatever.
Yeah. What does he say? He's like, you got to stimulate the clitoris, and if the anus comes into play, that's like the perfect trifecta or something.
Points. Yeah.
That's so ridiculous.
Jack McBrayer did great. Also, the yoga scene we didn't really talk about, but just
kind
her
of random.
I like
on Russell Brand.
She was just like, "Oh yeah, I don't need to tell you," and she's like laying on him.
She's like, "I need to feel you."
You know what you're doing, and this is for me. Like, and it's just, I loved that. That was a lot of fun.
Dude, the part, I don't know why it made me laugh so fucking hard, but when he's talking to Bill Hader on the webcam the first time when he first gets to Hawaii, his wife is like off screen or something, and he's like, "I can hear her," and he's just looking away. What was it? When it cuts to him, that made me laugh so hard.
There's no girl
like an SNL skit.
With them when he's bobbing the head with the webcam and everything. And he's like, "Oh, I know what you're doing." And he's like, "If I were to sperm on you," it's just like just tells their wife, "If I were to sperm on you," not like if I were to jizz on you.
Yeah,
this is
I like
so weird.
Where they're on a call again, and she's there, but we don't know, or we do know, but she's not in frame. And he's just like, "Yeah, I would love to get a woman's opinion on the subject." And
Speaking of opinion, the fucking doctor scene where he's talking about he had all those one night stands, and he's just like, "Oh, like I need to see if I have STDs." He's like, "You're sitting on a fire truck. I'm a pediatrician."
That's
like,
good.
Pull out your dick. Pull out your dick. He pulls out. He's like, "That's a good looking dick." He's like, "You're fine."
Yeah.
So you want a lolly?
There's some good.
That's good.
There's some good one-liners, and again, a lot of it feels like it's just comedy writing.
Yeah.
Just fine. It's a comedy movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything else I think we need to get into before we jump right into the ratings?
Oh, Jonah Hill saying, "I just went from 6 to midnight."
Oh God, yes. When the Inside of You song is.
Are those happy tissues or are those sad tissues?
Yes, that's a good quote too.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Jonah Hill cussing out Russell Brand.
Yeah.
Piece of shit. I can't say this out loud, but like,
so I'm gonna lose my job.
I feel like the whole movie is just leading up to that point where he's just like, "Fuck this, I'm fucking going out right now."
Jonah Hill is so good in this. He's the best fucking character. He's the best fucking character. In this movie.
Okay, maybe you might be twisting me. You might be turning me.
He's so because he's so real.
Yeah.
And he delivers every fucking line so perfectly. He's amazing.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we've pretty much got everything out. I went first last time on the reviews. So do you want me to call on somebody randomly? I think
I'll do it.
I'm going to call randomly on James.
Wow. You know what I said? Okay. Shit. Now I'm like not even ready. But okay. So this movie, like, it's in that area of those like 8 years of high school where you're just pumping out all this kind of very similar like comedy and stuff like that. And back then, like I said earlier, like I didn't really feel this comedy. Like it was just like, it didn't really sit right with me. But right now, I'm just like, some of this shit is like kind of funny. Those random zingers, those random zingers that like, and I don't really like need to have every character be believable because it's a fucking comedy movie and it's a. I don't really know if this is very much rom. It's more com for me, like,
sure. Yeah,
because. But they definitely play on those little things where like you have the main character just like down in the dumps. They're super down, and then you have their rise. And I think that's pretty fucking good. I think what Jay said about the switch between he was in the back and now he's in the forefront. Like I didn't catch that at all. Like that's actually very beautiful. Like just the poetry between like him in the back and now he's in the front. Everyone's saying, "Oh, you're such a great person, Peter," and like that's really fucking cool. I didn't see that at all, but
you dropped this, King.
Yeah, you dropped this. Like Kristen Bell killing it. I fucking love. I kind of want to watch all those shows that she's in. Like really fucking cool. Mila Kunis, I don't even think they're gonna stay together after this. Like she's going back to Hawaii because she loves it there, and he's hanging out in LA and he's gonna do the Dracula shit. Like that, it's like a side.
What if she finds a school though?
Nah, I don't fucking think so. I don't think so.
Right.
She's going back to Hawaii. Anyways, the movie is a. I'm just gonna give another solid basic score. It's like an 8.
Whoa!
Okay. I thought you were mouthing 6. I was all
That's it. I don't know. Okay. Did I rate really high? You guys are really surprised.
No, because I thought you were gonna say 6 all of a sudden.
I forgot to get into like the whole like the exposition between like the Muppet Show and like his own personal life. That shit's fucking cool too. That's like that really sells it for me. This is like a passion project and it's come to life and it's fucking cool.
So it's now 9.
Anyways, no. I think 8 was pushing it maybe for me, but yeah, I'll keep it.
Let's go right to Taryn. I feel like he's ready to talk.
Yeah, I can.
Taryn.
Yeah, what you were saying about his like passion project come to life, all this shit. I didn't know that, and that brought it up a 0.1, but
yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to deduct a point for adding all the hot chicks into the.
I thought you were already talking.
Damn it! I did 7. No. Okay, no, I'm joking.
Yeah, this movie was a lot. I was kind of nervous. I was like, I haven't seen this in like 10 years or whatever. It's probably gonna be kind of dumb, but it was a lot funnier than I thought it would be. And like I was saying, it hit different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, get a little bit of age behind you.
Yeah. But yeah, like I don't know, it's just a comedy, I don't know. I was telling Adrian before we started, like I didn't think about this for a second after I finished it, you know what I mean? Like it's just like watch it and you're just like, cool, that was fun. But I was really happy to see Bill Hader and Paul Rudd now that I know their work more, and I just love them so much. I don't know, man. I'm gonna say 7.8.
That's good.
Okay.
It's good.
0.8 and an 8. Jay, let's take it to you.
Okay. Yeah, the humor in this It was really good. I really liked it. It probably didn't hit the same when I was younger, so that definitely played into it. It was able to bring up like real feelings, like real things, real relatable things that I just didn't really expect. Like I've seen a lot of rom-com. I mean, maybe that's something to be proud about. Right? I've seen a lot of rom-coms in my day, but like
It
I've
happens
seen my
to the
fair
best of us,
share,
though.
you know, and this one just feels different. Like this is a movie that I think I thoroughly enjoyed, and like I would watch. I mean, I've already seen it like 3 times, but I'd probably watch it again later on. You know,
Yeah.
I thought the jokes are funny. Like I get that, you know, maybe they're just trying to shove them in there, but it worked for me. I'm all for that. The passion project thing is a great point. Like it's you know, it's how he was able to do the things that he wanted to do, which is really cool. So I have respect for that. Interestingly enough, I also wrote down a 7.8 right after watching.
7.8.
I think this is the 4th week in a row Karen has the
I
same.
wrote 7.7, but learning all that shit, I was like, I gotta make it
wow.
higher.
Yeah. So I was surprised that James went with an 8 right out of the gate.
No,
I was
because
scared to go first.
you know
and
when I
thought
was
that-
saying, because I was gonna say 7.9, 7.8. I was about to say like around that area. I was
Yeah.
right there with you guys.
Wow.
maybe a 7.8 feels like high, but I
Oh,
don't know.
really?
Compared to other movies in the same genre, it's better.
Yeah.
I think. And maybe that's what helps bump it up.
Yeah.
Okay. I respect that. All right, I'll take the floor. You know, I don't know. This is not a movie that is necessarily supposed to be taken so seriously. Not all of the characters are supposed to be super believable, and you know, again, I think most people like are so you guys, all of you guys are loving Paul Rudd's character, but like it didn't do it for me as much.
I just love Paul Rudd.
Some of the other characters, like you know Jonah Hill and how Russell Brand just stumbled onto set and made it work, and Mila Kunis, Kristen Bell, amazing actors. And I think what really did it for me for this movie was kind of the realness that as I was watching it, you know, not really a secret at this point that I've gone through a breakup relatively recently and just kind of experiencing the emotions. So maybe this is like a product of its time for like me watching it at this particular time, but you see things that make a lot of sense and you see some deeper things about what it's like to actually go through a breakup and like what kind of emotions you're feeling and how you are going through them and how things can be happier or sad if you have somebody that can kind of replace that somebody. And I don't know, I think they did a pretty good job, you know, specifically Segel did a pretty good job at writing this and like going through those emotional levels that you're experiencing going through a recent breakup. And so I think this movie is funny, that has a lot of laugh out loud moments. It has really good actors. It has a really great cast. And for me, right after I watched this movie, I was at an 8.3. And when we were talking about this, I was kind of going down a little bit, but going over everything that I just went over again, I'm right back at an 8.3. And I think that's where I'm going to stand with this. I think this is a really solid rom-com. So I'm at an 8.3. And that means that's 31.9. Do some math here. We are at a collective 7.975. Which it's not bad. Absolutely not Fumbler Hall of Fame worthy, but an 8 is more than enough for me.
Yeah.
Any other rounding thoughts that we have on this, or are we pretty much good?
I think we're good. It's
All
very
right.
very quotable movie. Very quotable.
It is, and that's something we didn't really touch on too much, but I mean, it absolutely is. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I know we did it on a Wednesday, which is a little bit different, but for everyone who showed up, we really appreciate it. We are going to be doing Lighthouse. Is it? Yeah, it's Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse. Be sure you are following us. We have an Instagram, a Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. YouTube, all of that. We actually have a website now, filmfumblers.com. So anywhere you're going to look up,
where's the pogs?
Yeah, anywhere you're going to look up Film
Still in
Fumblers,
progress.
you will find us. So please be sure to also follow us on all of those platforms because that does help us out a lot. And leave reviews anywhere you can on podcasts. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. And we hope to see you next week. Have a great night, guys. Cheers.
Later.
See ya.